been addressing this by suspending players whose characters are idle for too long.
By suspending, they mean kick them out of the game, right? Not ban them. Oh, gee, did they all talk about banning?
Players doing this, you can help us by reporting them. Please do something about players going AFK on the field for too long. Here's what
too long, chat. Okay, so it is on the field, so safe to say people in town are going to be fine then. Okay.
Addressing this by suspending players whose characters are idle for too long.
Yeah, see, that right there, like, suspending that, like, on one hand, like, do you mean ban or you mean kick out? Because realistically, it should be, like, to kick you back to the main menu. You know, if you're out in the field and you go away from keyboard for, like, so long.
We plan to implement countermeasures in a future update for special enemies found in the exploration sectors, such as Gigantics and Dread enemies.
So wait a minute. Is that the thought they were just like, oh, people away from keyboard? We just gonna put stronger enemy to kill them. Is that technically what he is saying now? Yeah, that would also be a thing. I think, honestly, but no, I think the other issue here, and probably what is being brought up, is not only that is a great idea, though. That is a super great idea. Just like make it what they do and get item and they don't move for like a minute. I would probably bump it up to like 2 to 3, to be honest, depending on how bad your inventory is. But anything more than 3, you're like, yeah, you shouldn't get it. But I think the issue that is being brought up here, like people joining like a room, like say like a farming room of 32 players, and then just setting in there, that way other players can't join. I think that's probably more so the way they are trying to ward this. But yeah, just reboot them to the city though. Yeah, I would say probably 2 to 3 are probably more realistic, depending on how bad it is. But yeah, anything beyond that, I'm with you 100%. Boot them at that point. Yeah, that's literally what they are saying now. It's just like, oh, you're away from keyboard? How about we just spawn a boss on your head? Like, what? That is such a, like, band-aid fix if I ever saw one. That, like, what that did come across as, like, yeah, our code is just so bad, we can't put in, like, actual countermeasure, but we can spawn an enemy on them. Like, that is what that sounds like to me. You know? It's just like, come on, SEGA.
We're also discussing actions we can take for other enemies, too. However, we need to consider these matters carefully to make sure there are no unwanted effects on players enjoying the game normally. So we'd like to ask for your patience, as it will take some time to resolve these issues. We appreciate your understanding. That was their answer. As they said, hastily implementing countermeasures could affect normal gameplay or result in loopholes in the system. The dev team is taking on this challenging task carefully. I'd like to mention that we currently rely on reports from users as part of the criteria for applying account suspensions to idle players.
Why bring that up? Like, I feel like the answer to that question, like, we know there's a problem, we're looking into it, we will have more information soon. Move on. Like now that we're talking about, like, using the word suspension and also using, like, reporting players, you know, to, like, the reporting, like, you will report bots. And, like, if there's, like, a mid-translation and they mean timeout player, not suspend players, like, putting it in the same camp as reporting, like, bots and abuse and, like, that type of stuff, like, okay, I think whoever wanted that part of the headline stream have never took PR training at all, have they?
When you come across players doing this, you can help us by reporting them. You can do so by going into the main menu and selecting Communications, Nearby Characters, selecting the character you want to report, then selecting Other, and report this player. We appreciate your cooperation and support. Let's move on to the next one.
What the fuck? Why go to that then? Like, yeah, just be like, hey, you've been idle for so long. Let us, like, kick you to the city or kick you to the main menu. Why must you bring in, like, banning and reporting? I hope this is a mid-translate, because this is literally just telling people, like, oh, someone's standing around for more time than you think they should, ban them out. So, like, come on, SEGA.